on everyone, welcome back. welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison. I'm not prepared this morning. I slept in this morning, didn't get up till 6:30, and that's really late for me. So I'm not as prepared as I normally am, but I'm just going to see if we're live or not. Make sure we're up and running. I've got a few people in. One wee sec. Got a few people in just now. That's good. Are we live on? Yes, we are. Okay, so I'll just go over to the chat just now. Not many people in. Stephen SS is in. Good morning to you. Tony Fernandez is in. JC Standard. Tony P is in. Welcome to you. Andreas Adeb, one of our brilliant admins, is in. Good to see you, mate. Alex Jug is in the house as well. And got 20 people in just now, which is good to see. Simone Hendricks is in. Okay, so jump straight into the markets. What's been happening in markets? Mark Scott, good to see you, buddy. Encash just took a jump. Oh, we were just talking about Encash in the premium channel just now. Christopher Dalsin is in as well. We'll just take a look at what's going on then. We were talking about Encash the other day. I kind of recommended Encash at 85. It jumped up to 95, came back down with the Bitcoin price coming down, but kind of stabilized at around about 83 or something, which was good. Okay, markets overall. Kind of jumping, obviously XRP jumping, and that's the kind of big news story of today. Is this the start of the Ascent? So I didn't mean to make that a statement, XRP being the start of the Ascent, but it was meant to be a question mark rather than a statement. Okay. Sound is okay? Yeah, the sound is okay. Okay, so the market capitalization overall is $199 billion. Bitcoin dominance is 55.1%, come down slightly from 55.3%. Bitcoin is relatively stable. I wouldn't say it's stable just now, but relatively stable at 6,356. We'll look at the true value in a second on that as well. And what's the biggest winners? We've got Chainlink is up 23%, Ripple is up 20%, Ardor, Maker, Waves, Cardano all going up. Dragon Chain, I really fancied Dragon Chain at the start when it first came out. Mixin, Golem, Ethereum is up as well. Ethereum's up over to $211, which is good. We'll see who the biggest losers are. Aurora down another 25%. Funfair is down as well. Archain, Dogecoin, Horizon, IOTA, Metaverse, ARK, Zcoin, Kryptonex all down. So we've got about 15% down and 85% in the green. We'll look at the next 100 from 101 to 200. See who's doing well there. Bridgecoin, Bluezell, Fusion, Nucleus Vision. Nucleus Vision, that's for the one we were talking about. Encash took a jump, obviously, so we'll be looking at that in a second. QuantStamp, Cybervein, IDO, Sterica, all up near double-digit figures. Bitcoin interest going down again. Odom, Scry.info down again. OneRoot Network. So there's about, same again, 15-20% in the next 100 that are down and 80% up. So overall, the market is up about 80. Well, overall, projects are up about 80%. Just now. So we'll just have a look at TradingView and see what's going on. So this is the Binance tokens. So Encash literally took a jump. We were talking about that this morning at 86, 87, and it's taken a jump to 92. So I thought that was going to take a jump, and it has. So I think Mark was in on that, which is good. So I'm glad. I think you're past your average kind of buy-in, Mark. So that's good, mate. I'm really pleased to see that. So it still could rise a wee bit more. Encash has not jumped that much, but 84, 10%. That's a good percentage. Could it rise some more? Probably. It did go up to 92. So it's back up to 90, 91. Just now. Bitcoin, take a look at Bitcoin price just now. So Bitcoin price is down to 6,344. This is on the 4-hour chart. Obviously, it's trading below. The 7 EMA is crossed down below the 25 EMA. and we like to see that above, obviously, for a bit of stability and a bit of confidence, but still trading below. So it could go down from here on the 1 hour chart. Look at the 1 hour, it's trading above on the 1 hour chart, but just kind of trading sideways on the 1 hour chart, so waiting for it to either move up or move down. So it could move down. Still think by the end of this month, kind of beginning of October, we're going to go up and then down again. So CBOE futures closed today as well, so that's going to be a big thing. Usually what happens with the CBO futures kind of closing is that the price of Bitcoin goes down, which means the alts kind of come down with it as well before it starts rising back up again. So we may have a bit to fall, but with this time, it could be with the CBO futures, there was a hell of a lot of shorts, so it could be they're going to have to close as well, and the shorts are going to have to close, and so we could see a Bitcoin price jump from here. So we need to wait and see what happens with the Bitcoin price. It all hinges on this Bitcoin price. And just remember, I keep forgetting to say, crush the likes, everybody. If you like these videos, go down to the like button just now and just like it just now. And if you still enjoy having coffee with me in the morning, crush the likes. So Bitcoin is kind of relatively going sideways at the moment for the last few hours. So we need to wait and see what happens with the CBOE futures as well. And we'll take a look at a few other coins and some news stories as well. Who else is in? Stephen King is in. Good morning to you. Martin Sonia is in. Good morning to you. Honest Crypto Journey. Good morning. Mervyn Skidmore. Morning, Steve. Hi all on the M4. Just stopped for a coffee in crypto. Excellent, mate. Good to join you for coffee. Marcus Jafari is in. Christopher A. Good morning. I shorted XRP yesterday, 4x, so waiting for it to dump. Did you short it at the top at 5,000 or did you short it when it was 4,300? Mark Innes, morning Steve, likes nuked, excellent, thanks for that mate. David Schwartz is in, good to see you buddy. With XRP, I kind of decided yesterday when XRP was 4,300 Satoshi, I just got this really strong pull and I've been talking about for ages, and I thought, okay, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I sold out of 10x. 10x I've held for, it must be a year. I've held on to 10x, 2,880 10x tokens I had. So I sold them yesterday morning after the live at 10:12 a.m. And got into XRP. So I bought 6,418 XRP, and 2 hours later I was really surprised to see it jumped. But the plan was to dollar cost average in. So I was going to dollar cost average in on XRP for the longer term and not trade it. I was just going to dollar cost average in, but it jumped 2 hours and I thought, should I get out just now and go into kind of something like HOT or Pundy X, which I think is going to take a run soon if the Bitcoin price kind of stays where it is. So I'm still undecided what to do there. So take a look at XRP just now. I think it's still hovering around the 5,200 level. 5,198. So if it goes below the 7 EMA, because it's kind of bouncing off that, it's going down and bouncing off the 7 EMA just now. If it goes below that, I might actually sell at maybe 5,100 or something, if it does go below that. But I think for the long term, XRP, I'm very bullish on XRP. Despite what you think about XRP, I'm still very bullish on XRP for the long term. Will it reach $589 like one of the kind of YouTubers had said? I think as a Reddit user actually. I don't think it will. I don't think it will reach $589, but could it reach $10, $20, $30? Yes, definitely could. In the long term, I definitely think it could. Obviously, they've got XRapid. That's why it's kind of jumped so much. This news on XRapid coming out as well, and that's why kind of XRP has jumped just now. Is it going to dump again from here? I still think this has crossed over on the daily chart. If you look on the daily chart, this has crossed over on the daily chart for the first time in a long time. So the last time it crossed over was back in June, and it was only for a short period. So it crossed over at 8,311, went up to 9,140 before coming back down. And the last time before that was back in April when it started its ascent at 7,500 and went up to 11,000. So it went up nearly 40-50% back then. So on the daily chart, literally just crossed over. So I'm going to probably hold for the moment and see what happens with XRP. So 5,210 at the moment. It's still trying to decide what it wants to do. On the 4-hour chart for XRP, still looking good, but as a trader you'd probably sell out here with a 20% profit. But as I said, I got into this to dollar cost average in for the longer term, but it could be the start. It could be good for just a trade, using it as a trade and getting into something else and using the profits. And it wasn't that much. It was only about $400-500 profit. But I've just been looking at the likes of HOT and PundiX and stuff like that as well. So we'll just look at HOT just now. So it's kind of not doing much. It's like watching paint dry. A lot of people are saying HOT and PundiX is just like watching paint dry. But I think they're going to have a run, HOT and PundiX, especially PundiX. I think that's due for a run soon as well, but not with TA, not looking at the TA or anything like that. If we're looking at technical analysis, you wouldn't be saying this is due for a run. I just feel it's kind of due for a run. And we have to kind of pay attention to our instincts as well. We've been trading in the markets long enough, so we've developed instincts. So we have to pay attention to those instincts as well. And that's why I got into XRP yesterday. It was a really strong pull for XRP, and I've been talking about it long enough. So we have to kind of pay attention to those instincts as well. So that's why I think HOT and PundiX, because technically and news, there's no kind of real news that's coming out with HOT and PundiX. We're talking this morning about HOT as well, having the mainnet launch, but my understanding that they don't have their own mainnet, HOT, that the apps can be built on the whole chain platform and they can have their own mainnet and their testnet and everything. The apps are separate apps, but it will be over the whole chain platform. But I don't think whole chain itself, and does it have a mainnet actual launch coming up, or is it going over changing? Is it because of these apps that are coming out that you can build on a whole chain platform? So that's a question I'll have to kind of dig into as well with the whole chain as well. So I don't think officially it's like a whole chain kind of mainnet launch coming up. Traditionally with mainnet launches, what you do is you kind of buy before the mainnet launches, and 2 or 3 days before it you would just sell. So I think a lot of people are thinking it's a whole chain mainnet that's actually been kind of released, and that might be correct. I'm going to have to dig deeper, so there's a bit of dubiety about that. So you might know, if you know the kind of answer, just let me know. But my understanding, it's not an actual mainnet, a traditional kind of mainnet. Go back to chat. Who else is in? Christopher A. I shorted it almost at the top. Good. That's good. So it might come down. XRP might come down from there, Christopher. X-Ray Creative, hi all from Ottawa. Good to see you here, buddy. Peter Harding, good morning to you. Stu Johnson, I got in before the jump yesterday. Excellent. That's brilliant, mate. Tim Gash, morning to you as well. Good to see you here. Okay, so a couple of others we'll kind of look at. Was down. RCN kind of obviously kind of shot up, and it's come back down since over the last 24 hours. So it kind of crossed over. This is on the 4-hour chart. Crossed over at 307, went up to 660. So a good 80-90% gain there if you got out at the top. And even if you didn't, and you just done the crossover and we're still in just now, it's still a good 50% jump on Ripio Credit Network. DOC is down 10%, and that's obviously because of the big jump. So there's a lot of them kind of jumped over the last few days. HOT down 5.88%. Somebody sold at 16. So we'll just look at the kind of order books for HOT just now. So the order books is kind of piling up. A lot of people selling at 17 Satoshi. It was around about 320 million. Tokens being sold at that price. but it's up to 450 million just now, and people buying it. 16 is up to 1 billion. 1,076 million. So a lot of people selling at this price. So I'll just keep an eye on that. PundiX, what are they doing? 21 Satoshi, 600 million. 22 Satoshi, 453 million to sell at 22 Satoshi. So looking at TA, you wouldn't be kind of buying into PundiX. But because we know PundiX quite well, and it's kind of low, its all-time low has been 19 Satoshi. So it's getting close to that level again. So we need to wait and see. But if you're into PundiX, and obviously we've got it for the community fund, for the premium channel as well. And we've only got about 322,000, not that much at all, about $500 worth, if that, $400. And it was up to $3,000 at one point, which is not good. But I do think that's going to take a run soon, but it's a feeling rather than looking at the TA or any news that's coming out. Joseph McKenney, thank you very much for the donation. Joseph, really appreciate the donations. Honestly, really appreciate it, because I've not got any ads on this channel either. I've just taken the ads off altogether, so there shouldn't be any ads on the videos. Even if you're watching this on a replay, there shouldn't be any ads at all. So we're not making money on that. We're at all for the crypto channel. So I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Adver Hagen's in the house. Jacob Hopkins. I'm in hot as well. Mervyn Skidmore. Jedi TA. Yoda says, coin buys when cheap you will. Yes. And see, have you looked at Anon coin? Bro, I may have asked this last time, but I had to log off. I didn't look at that Anon coin. I'll have a wee look. Andreas, what do you think about the future value of BABB can be? Future value, I'm very bullish on BABB, as you know. Big advocate for BABB and what they're doing and the whole ethos behind it. So look at BABB just now. It's just kind of stabilised just now between 7 and 8 Satoshi. Just now has BABB. So just look at it just now. Yeah, it's 8 Satoshi and 241 GUI. So it's just stable. We're still waiting on news coming out. See what happens in Lithuania this week. So I need to wait and see what happens, what the meeting kind of held this week for them as well. I don't think any news will come out directly from that. I don't think they're going to get the license this week, but it's good that they're actual meeting with the regulators this week as well. So we'll see what happens from there. But long term, I can see BABB doing extremely well. That's why I'm kind of holding it long term. That's why I've invested. So I'm not trading BABB just now. I've invested in BABB, and it's for the longer term. Originally it was going to be, I looked at kind of a timeline of about a year for investing in BABB before starting to look at should I get out and kind of move some tokens. But I think it's going to be longer term than that. I think this bear market has kind of reaffirmed that we're going to have to look long term in the crypto space as well. So I think BABB are going to do really, really well in the future, but I'm really happy to see kind of what they're doing just now, what they're doing in the background, trying to getting possibly more investors in, actually investors in the company, and looking for the licenses as well. If they can get them, it's going to be the first bank on the blockchain. We have to remember that as well. A lot of kind of crypto projects have got e-money licenses, as does BABB have, but they don't have the banking licenses. Big difference, big difference. So that could bring it a lot of news and a lot of attention once it gets this kind of first banking license. But obviously the Bank of England license would be much better. A lot more kudos to that than the Lithuanian license. But let's not forget, having a Lithuanian banking license is going to be huge for them as well. So we need to wait and see what happens, but long term I'm very bullish on it. What can we get to long term? Difficult to say, difficult to say. My first kind of target would be for long term would be 1 cent. That would be the first target. 1 cent in kind of dollar value. So we need to wait and see what happens from there. ADA looking good. Yeah, I'm long-term bullish on ADA as well. Really like ADA. I kind of recommended that yesterday. where are we just now with ADA? It's taken a jump, which is good. So recommended it yesterday. I can't remember what price I recommended it at. So it's round about this level, 10,060 or something. Not 10,000, 1,060. It's kind of taking a jump, so that's good. So I'm definitely long-term bullish on Cardano as well. ADA's starting to look good. Took my XRP profits and bought ADA and TRX last night. Excellent. That was a good move, JC. Justin, no harm in having ads, mate. Yes. On his crypto journey, realistically, what do you feel will happen to the kin for the future? And does it have enough of a use case to survive and grow in value? If so, what price could it possibly be in, say, a couple of years? Kin has surprised me, to be honest. It really has surprised me. I thought it would kind of be going up a lot from here. But again, this is a long-term hold. Kin, and being honest, I told you this before, I'm out of Kin. I have been for a while, but I'm still very bullish on it for the long term. Realistically, I think it's going to do well, and I think there's a news story out about Kin as well. Kin Crypto, I can't remember where I'd seen that. That's 24th of August. So this is a story by Hacker Noon. Hacker Noon, sorry. Kin will be the most used cryptocurrency in the world by the end of the year. How do we know? And are you sure? Are you not nuts? Kin is a very misunderstood cryptocurrency, and that's what I feel as well. It's very misunderstood. In light of this, I've chosen to highlight once again, expanding my previous claim that Kin will be the most used cryptocurrency in the world. And by more carefully walking through what it takes to achieve this, explain what Kin is, bringing you up to speed on what Kin has accomplished since my first article, and adding a deadline as the confidence around the claim has increased with what we know now. And yes, I'm sure. So I'll post this link for you. I think this will give you a bit more confidence with regards to Kin, and where it could be and why it could be a good opportunity to get in on Kin just now. We've traded Kin in the past, and it was going to be a long-term hold for me, but the way the cryptocurrency markets went, obviously kind of had to sell off a lot of things and start trading. But I think this could be a really good time to get in. It's been as low as about 54 here, and just under 1 BTC as well. But I think this could be a very, very good play in the near future. So I'm very bullish on it, really bullish on it. I know it's got a huge total supply. It's got a huge total supply, but for a reason as well, for a reason. So I'm very bullish on Kin, to be honest, and I'm surprised it's gone down as much. That's why I keep looking at it thinking, should I get back in? But there's loads of opportunities out there. So on his crypto journey, I think Kin is going to do well. I don't know what price you bought in at, but I think Kin is going to do well, and I would hold on to Kin without a doubt. Tied in early, look at BTC on the 6 month. Am I the only one who sees the value of Barts? It's kind of like the cup and handle, but made of Barts. So BTC, look at the 6 month. I was looking at the 1 month just now. That's the descending. So you're talking about on the daily. I'm not seeing that, the cup and handle. What kind of talking about here? So no, there's not a cup and handle there. No, so I don't see the cup and handle there, Ty. And good morning to you, Sir Ty. Bernard, just explain that a wee bit more, Ty. Bernard Ronald. Hello, Stephen. Good morning to you. Dazza Booth is in. What do you think of medical blockchain assets? Don't you think the real use case in medical innovation would be a good investment in the blockchain space? I do, definitely, but I just don't think it's going to be as quick for the take-up for the likes of these as well. So, but I do think it's a brilliant use case scenario, because it could save like the likes of NHS in the UK. It could save them an absolute fortune if they're on the kind of blockchain. I think it could do really, really well. Middleway, some news came out with the Twitch guy. News came out with what? What was that about? Middleway, just let me know about what you're talking about there. BABB equity payment taken today. Excellent. So this is the kind of the funds that we're raising as well. The £1.5 million, not dollars, £1.5 million. So that's obviously been taken out today. Bernard Kin, new CMO. That was it. That was the news I was kind of looking for. So it's Kin, the new CMO. That's it. Right, that's it. I knew it because I quickly looked at all the news, because when I get up in the morning I just kind of go into crypto, look at the news, kind of watch some YouTube videos. Loving Bitcoin Chris, Crypto Bitcoin Chris just now. If you've not seen his channel, go over to Crypto Bitcoin Chris. That's where I get a lot of my news as well. He's just a brilliant, down-to-earth kind of YouTuber as well. So if you've not checked him out, check out Crypto Bitcoin Chris and subscribe to his channel as well. He's a really, really great guy. So he's kind of one of the first YouTubers I watch for the news. And obviously I'll go on to cryptopanic.com as well. So that's where I gather all my news. So this is the news I was looking for. This is what I was looking for. Former Twitch executive Matthew DiPietro appointed CMO of Kin. So the Kin Ecosystem Foundation, the non-profit governance organisation for the cryptocurrency Kin, in conjunction with Kick Interactive, maker of the popular chat platform Kick, today announced the appointment of Matthew DiPietro as Chief Marketing Officer, formerly Senior Vice President of Marketing at popular live streaming platform Twitch. And you know how big Twitch has become. And DiPietro will lead marketing and brand strategy for Kin and its associated products and services, including the Kin Developer Program. So that could be really good for Kin as well. So Kin, I feel we have reached near a kind of bottom for Kin, as I said, and I'm surprised it's gone this low, to be honest. So this could be a really good opportunity to get in on Kin. And as I said, I'm not in on it, and put your big girl pants on, big boy pants on, do your own research and all that stuff. I'm not a financial advisor. I just think this is a brilliant price. If we look at Kin just now, it has a market capitalization of 49 million. Look where it was. What market capitalization did it have? It was nearly $1 billion at one point. I think it was up to just under $1 billion. So 20 times where it is from here for the market capitalization. But obviously that was back in January as well, when Bitcoin price was up to 20,000 or just under 20,000. So that's why the market capitalization was obviously so high. But still, even at 49 million, I think it is now classed as a kind of small cap, and it's just sitting outside the 100, the top 100. But I think even in a couple of months, you could be looking at 100%, 200% gain on your if you invested in this just now or traded it just now. Paul, hello from Boston, Massachusetts, US. Finally caught a live stream. Excellent, good to see you, Paul. Thanks for the daily streams. I enjoy listening in the morning. My time zone, 4 AM here now. Wow, 4 AM. So that's Eastern Standard Time you're on. I take it. Excellent. So good to see you here, Paul. And see, are you holding BTC or other coins for you to use in the future? I've got a bit of BTC. As I say, I've got about, I was gone down to 0.4 or something, so I'm not holding a lot of kind of BTC because I've invested a lot in kind of alts. And I say a lot, it's not that much, to be honest, it's come right down. But invested a lot in alts. Obviously, it was trading to get more BTC, but that kind of went tits up with a kind of BitMEX kind of trades that I've done. Honest Crypto Journey, it had dollar cost average in from 163 down and now a big bag. Just expected some up movement by now, but unlike other alts, Kin just does seem to keep falling, and that's what I'm really surprised at, to be honest, with Kin. But I think your patience is going to be rewarded sooner rather than later. Ty, I'm looking at the bigger picture. On the 6th month, I see we're hitting high lows over the past couple of months, and it appears we are bottoming out. I don't know with kind of BTC if we are kind of bottoming out. Just look on the weekly chart and we'll just get a much bigger picture here. So we've kind of hit this is where 6,000 is obviously a psychological level as well. But if we go below that 6,000, obviously there's nowhere to go. There's no real kind of support there until around about 5,400 and 4,863. So we might go down as low as I keep saying 5,800. I still think around about 5,800 might be the lows. Tone Vase obviously thinks we're going down as well. I don't think we're going to go as low as 3,000 like Tone Vase says, but he's actually a good guy to listen to, but I just don't think his predictions are correct for the Bitcoin price. I don't think it's going to go to as low as 3,000, but you never know. You never know. But we're sitting at 6,355 just now. So I don't know if we have bottomed out. I still think we're going to see this jump and then come down again, and then that's going to be the last kind of downturn to maybe about 5,800 or 5,000 even, and then just jump right back up. Are we going to see 20,000 again? Yes, without a doubt. There's no doubt in my mind that Bitcoin is going to jump up to well over $20,000. I've just no doubt that is going to happen. It's just in the interim, because we're watching crypto every single day, it just seems to be going, oh, it's down again, and you go, oh, Jesus, it's down again. And a lot of people are just getting tired and bored of the markets just now. And this is where trading comes in. If we're trading the markets, it's much better, obviously, because you're trading micro, looking at the micro view and just trading on particular kind of alts. But there's just, if somebody said to me, I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't obviously bet on it. Well, I kind of have. I've got skin in the game, and I'm kind of saying that crypto is going to go up, and it is going to go up. We have to remember it will go up, but it's just a matter of when it's going to go up and when this drop is going to come as well that everybody's talking about. And the reason I think it's going to drop as well is because everybody's bloody talking about it, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Everybody's expecting it, and so as soon as Bitcoin price goes up, everybody gets a little scared because they think this big drop is going to come, and then they sell out of Bitcoin again. This is why it's kind of up and down just now. So it's becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy, and people like Tone Vase is kind of putting kind of fuel on the fire for that as well. But it may come down. We just don't know. We just need to wait and see. T-Lock Eyes for you. Cardano is trailing XRP. Good morning from San Francisco. Good to see you here, buddy. It must be early in San Francisco. It must be 1 AM over there just now. So what is Cardano doing? People are talking about Cardano. So it must have jumped up again. That's on a weekly chart. Daily chart, it's starting to climb back up. As I said, I'm very bullish on Cardano. It's kind of taking a jump. Just now, this is on a 4-hourly. It's crossed over at 10.56. And when I'm making the calls as well on a premium channel, if you're not joined the premium channel, you can see the link down below. We've not been making a lot of calls on the premium channel just because Bitcoin price has been so volatile. But I've made a few calls yesterday as well. And I'm starting to make them on a 4-hour chart. I'm finding the 4-hour chart is more stable, and it's a better... it's better to use the 4-hour chart to make calls, although you miss out on a lot of the kind of jumps. So from here to here would have been a 6%. If we kind of looked at the hour chart and just use the hour chart, it's going to be a lot different making the calls than on a 4-hour chart. So I think there's more confidence with the 4-hour chart when I'm making the calls, but we can still make them on the hourly calls and catch some of the rises. But I've not been making as much recently, purely because Bitcoin price has been so volatile. So if you're in the premium channel just now, you've obviously noticed that over the past couple of weeks, there's not a lot of calls being made, and that's for a reason, and it's purely because the Bitcoin price has been so volatile just now. But there has been some massive rises in the alts. Middle way about Ken, and it's announced that appointment Matthew DiPietro. Right, okay, I get you now. Sorry about that, middle way. I just didn't know what you're talking about there. And see, are you in Steemit? Nope. I'm not. I've not invested in it. I'm not trading it or anything. But I think Steemit could be good. I think that's something we're going to look at a news story. In fact, we'll jump over to that just now. So I kind of realise the time again. what we're looking at. Okay, so we'll quickly run through the news stories, and I'll post all these kind of news links for you as well. 1 billion worth of fake EOS tokens sold on Nudex. Hackers steal $58,000 worth of cryptocurrencies. So this was according to a recent report. Nudex, a decentralized cryptocurrency exchange, was left vulnerable when hackers flooded the exchange with 1 billion worth of fake EOS tokens. So the hackers stole almost $58,000 worth of cryptocurrencies directly from the users of Nudex. So I don't know how they're going to be covering that, to be honest, in Nudex exchange. But it just shows us we really still have to be really careful. And I don't know how they would actually issue fake tokens. I don't know how that would work. You know, the kind of logistics of that even. So the exchange platform has confirmed the hack and stated that an EOS account, and it's got the account number, had issued 1 billion fake EOS tokens. They continued to say after testing the feasibility of the attack, the hackers started placing larger buy orders. A total of 11,800 fake EOS orders were issued in order to purchase Black, IQ and ADD. And these tokens were eventually sold by the hackers in exchange for 4,028 real EOS tokens. So we still have to be careful in this kind of market as well, what we're doing. So I don't know if the affected accounts will be reimbursed. It's only $58,000, but it's the fact that they were able to issue EOS tokens, fake EOS tokens, that kind of worries me. What was the news story I was going to talk about? I'll kind of post all the other news as well. Right, this is it. Is a crypto-based social network a utopia or not? So the blockchain buzz started on social media, and this is where it all started. Cryptocurrency is enjoying its current popularity because of the network effect that these platforms are able to create nowadays. But can crypto-based social platforms become the worst enemy of traditional social networks? So experts like James Murphy from Forbes and blockchain writer Nick Rojas claim that this will be inevitable, and while Andre van Regenelmorto, which has more than 20 years of experience in consulting services, believes that users aren't ready to jump ship yet. Even Mark Zuckerberg has an opinion on the topic. All of these while we're having projects like Howdo already putting more power in people's hands. What's the reality? So this is quite a good article actually, looking at social media kind of platforms on the blockchain. Obviously Steemit being one of them, but Steemit's like a blogging platform. It's not really taken off as I thought it would at the very beginning when Steemit first came out. So I thought Steemit was going to be excellent, and it has been kind of excellent, but it's been good mainly for kind of the crypto space. So they kind of need to open it up there, but it's really like a blogging platform like Medium. It's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. We know how popular Medium is, obviously, as well. A lot of people using it, and Steemit is going to become kind of like the new Medium, almost. But what could become like the new Facebook? And I don't think the likes of Howdo, which I'm going to be honest, I've invested in Howdo and I've spoken to the CEO this just last week actually, about getting onto the platform and claiming my kind of username in that when it comes out in a couple of weeks' time. I just think this could be really good for the blockchain, but everything's not going to be on the blockchain with these social media platforms. So when we kind of post images, when we post videos, when we do live videos, it's not going to be on the blockchain. It's going to be kind of centralized to a degree, but decentralized in another way as well. All the stats and everything are going to be kind of decentralized. That's what's going to be on the blockchain. It wouldn't make sense to do videos and live videos and stuff like that on the blockchain. It just wouldn't be possible, to be honest. So to a degree, it's not going to be centralized. It's just going to work around the kind of centralization of it as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when Howdo actually comes out. It's out already, they're working on a platform, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Howdo. So that could be one of the biggest ones as well. So what did it say kind of about Howdo? Just looking at... So this was from the ICO. The fundamental principle behind the Howdo ecosystem is that all participants should be financially motivated to behave responsibly and share value with each other. And the ecosystem itself consists of users, content creators, sellers, advertisers, and third-party developers, all connecting and transacting with each other through a network of decentralized communities powered by Howdo node operators and tellers. And this is what makes Howdo different. So every all the content that I would normally post on Facebook, and I've built up my business on Facebook. So I've got a business that I've built up over the last 3 years using Facebook, literally just using Facebook. But it's teaching people how to use Facebook to build up their business. And that's what I do, because that's how I built up my business. So I'm starting to teach other people as well how to do that very successfully as well. It's done really well over the last 3 years. So obviously I'm still looking at Howdo as well as a way to do that as well, because it's on the blockchain, and how they're going to navigate that is going to be really, really interesting. So I do think that Facebook are going to change the way they work as well because of the blockchain. So I don't quite know how they're going to do that, but I think they're going to change with the times. I'm still very big on Facebook. A lot of people don't like it, but I do really like Facebook, and I still think it's going to be here for the next 5-10 years. But the likes of Howdo is going to be really good as well. It's not looking to overtake Facebook, but it's looking to do it a little bit differently, whereby we as a content creators actually get paid for it as well. So I think that's a good thing about Howdo. Ajmal is in. Good morning everyone. About VeChain, hot NPX yesterday for long term. VeChain looks very promising and a very solid project. Steve, your thoughts on VeChain would be very much appreciated. VeChain could be really good as well. I think it's going to be good for the long term VeChain. Where is it just now? That's better. I'll keep going to VET and keep forgetting the ticker symbol for it. We'll just look at the Bitcoin price. Down at 204 just now. It's kind of trading sideways at the moment, but I do think VeChain are going to take another jump up. I'm not saying soon, but looking at the TA, you wouldn't be saying that. Wouldn't be looking at that, but it could be ready for another jump up, VeChain. But for long term, I definitely think it's a good one for the long term. VeChain is my favourite project and a long-term hold. Yeah, I think more and more people that I'm speaking to in the crypto space are really developing. We were talking about, myself and Adeb were talking about this morning, about developing patience in the crypto space. And this is one thing I've learned to do over the last 6 months, is just be really patient with the holdings we've got. We've got to remember we're in a big bear market just now, and the tokens we're buying, or the projects we're buying into just now, are near their all-time lows. They've come off 90% of their all-time lows. So buying now and holding for the long term could be a really good strategy. Obviously, it wouldn't have been a good strategy back in January. If you're long-term holding and if you bought in January, that definitely wouldn't have been a good strategy. But now, because we're in this real bear market, a lot of the projects like VeChain, the quality projects like VeChain, Cardano, Ripple, XRP, Ethereum, Neo, I think they're all going to do really well and could be a good strategy for long-term holds from here on in. Ty Donnelly, do you feel like BTC will sell for Christmas? Then LOL, everyone's talking about it as well. Will sell for Christmas. I think it's going to go up for Christmas. I definitely think it's going to go up before the end of the year. Big time. Paul Wilson finally caught the live stream. Love your channel, buddy. Thanks very much, Paul. Really appreciate that, mate. Crush the likes, everybody. Yes, it says Ty. Yeah, if you like these videos, crush the likes. Just hit the like button down below. Okay, what other news were we going to look at? This was the interesting article as well. I'll post that for you. Trading legend Don Wilson, Asian demand high for Bitcoin futures. So Don Wilson, founder of high-speed trading firm DRW, said Bitcoin derivatives trading in Asia hours is almost equal to the volume as he's seen in the US. Something he says is an anomaly when compared to other financial instruments. So in a fireside chat at the CoinDesk Consensus Singapore 2018 conference with Quartz John and DeTrixie, Wilson discussed his observation on cryptocurrency trading trends and his view on the future of the technology. So he told attendees, if you look at the Bitcoin futures data from CME and CBOE, volume in Asia hours are almost the same with the US, whereas in foreign exchange, even for the Japanese yen dollar trading, volume in Asia is significantly lower. So I thought that was interesting as well, that obviously Bitcoin futures trading in Asia is obviously quite big as well. are not, well, analogous to the kind of US trading as well. So I'll post that article for you as well. We're just running through these very quickly. Coinbase hiring spree continues. LinkedIn executive dives into crypto. So Coinbase welcomes Michael Lee. As revealed by TechCrunch on Tuesday morning, Michael Lee has just dropped his role in a legacy industry to make a foray into crypto in the form of an executive position at Coinbase, arguably one of the leading crypto-focused startups in this up-and-coming industry. So that's kind of good news as well. Good news in the fact that people, the likes of kind of LinkedIn, are obviously a big, huge, massive company, and the likes of LinkedIn, people are kind of jumping from the traditional corporate world into the crypto world. We're seeing that more and more and more, and that's what's going to drive kind of people into crypto as well. That's what's going to drive the institutional investors into crypto as well. Seeing this more and more, we're seeing a drip effect happening just now from the corporate world into the crypto world, and it's happening more and more. So that's good news, I think, for the crypto space as a whole. There's a whole tranche of kind of XRP related articles. XRP was piloted with 12 banks before XRapid launch, clarifies Ripple executive. So Sirbai related the story of how XRP was piloted with 12 banks before the creation of XRapid product. These banks did not have pre-funded Nostro and Vostro relationships with each other and were situated all around the world. He said, in 2016, what we did was we piloted with 12 banks. These 12 banks were based across regions across the globe, and they did not have pre-funded relationships with each other. And what we did was we gave these banks some XRP and asked them to settle within themselves, and it worked beautifully. So there's more on that story as well. I'll post that link for you. Again, Ripple price analysis, don't miss the bullish breakout. So this is talking about the breakout that's just happened with XRP as well. So Ripple was previously cruising lower inside the long-term descending channel, visible on the daily time frame, but it looks like a reversal is underway. Price just closed above the resistance and is following up with another green daily candle to reflect more bullish momentum. However, the 100 SMA is still below the longer term 200 SMA to signal that the path of least resistance is to the downside. This means that the sell-off is more likely to resume than to reverse. Price could still hit a roadblock at these dynamic inflection points after all. So this is talking about the kind of bullishness of Ripple, but they're still saying, looking at 100 SMA and the 200 SMA, that is still more likely to go to the downside rather than the upside as well. So we'll have to look at two sides of this. We can't be all bullish on everything. We'll have to look at the two sides of it. That's why I wanted to show you that as well. And this article from News BTC, Ripple price analysis primed for more gains. So they're talking about kind of going up from here as well. I think the next resistance line is about 6,200 for Ripple. And these kind of are looking at the shorter term, rather than looking at 100 SMA and the 200 SMA, it's looking shorter term, which I think we should be doing in the cryptocurrency space as well. This was a very quick one. I thought it was interesting as well. This is from a couple of days ago from investinblockchain.com. 10 cryptocurrencies hoping to be the new cash. So if fiat currency was ever replaced, obviously these cryptocurrencies are looking at to be the new cash. So I'll just quickly go through these. Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Dogecoin, Monero, Zcash, City Cash, which is a newer one, Nano, Verge and Electronium. So they're looking to be the new cash. City Cash I thought was interesting as well. And I think that's it for the news. We've quickly ran through the news there. Oh, that was an interesting one as well. Bitcoin will lose half its market share to Ethereum. This is from Wise Ratings. Wise Ratings is a private company that offers market research and analysis on stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, insurance companies, blah, blah, blah. The rating agency is calling Bitcoin a one-trick pony, which for a big company like Wise kind of Ratings, for a big company to say it's a one-trick pony, I just think that's unwise to say something like that. And it says it will likely lose 50% of its market share to Ethereum within the next 5 years. So they've got a kind of tweet out there for Wise Ratings and just saying exactly that. And they're saying that because Ethereum is offering more uses and being backed with superior blockchain technology. Was it them that said that, or were they agreeing with that? So this is from co-founder of blockchain-based company Thomas Crown Art, who offered his views on the future of crypto. In fact, I think we can expect Bitcoin to lose 50% of its cryptocurrency market share to Ethereum, its nearest rival, within 5 years. Whilst there will continue to be peaks and troughs in the wider cryptocurrency market, due to its inherent strong core values, Ethereum will steadily increase in value in the next few years and beyond, unless Bitcoin does more now to tackle scalability issues and improves the technology it runs on. We cannot see how it can catch up with Ethereum over the next 5 years or so, when the crypto market will be even more mainstream. Don't agree with that, but I just think it's an interesting point of view, and it's very bullish on Ethereum as well, obviously. Okay, that was the news very quickly run down. Jacobus Van Beek, morning Steve, and also what's the feeling these days about the ETF 30th of September? I've been thinking about this. I just don't see the ETF being approved on the 30th of September. I know they have to make a decision on the 30th. I don't know if they can go for an extension or not. They've done that already. I just don't see it being approved on the 30th. Bitcoin is just too volatile, and this is the main thing with the SEC, is that it's manipulated. It's being manipulated, and until they see evidence that it can be manipulated, I don't see how they can approve an ETF. So I think the ETF is not going to be approved on the 30th of September. But we need to wait and see. I just don't see how they can see that, when one of the big reasons they've not approved it already is because of the volatility and the manipulation that's going on in the markets as well. And that's because of the big holders and the people that have held it from kind of way back at the beginning. They obviously can manipulate the markets big time. So I just don't see how the SEC can approve it. Will it be approved in the future? Yes, it definitely will. But just when there's more stability, and I don't see how that's going to happen as well, because we're not going to get rid of these kind of big bag holders that have been in from the very beginning, and the people that got a lot of money and they're kind of trading it just now and they're manipulating the markets just now. It's just going to be, for me, I don't think the ETF is going to be approved. I don't know if they can go for an extension on the 30th of September. That would be the ideal scenario. The worst case scenario would be they just don't approve it and Bitcoin price just kind of drops to the floor. That would be the worst case scenario. The best case scenario would, well, the best case scenario would be they do approve it and Bitcoin would shoot up. I just don't see it happening, to be honest. Elias, good morning everyone, good morning to you. Middleweight, it's going to be interesting with the potential dumping of BTC from Mt. Gox, plus the dropping of Tether from some exchanges. Yeah, the Mt. Gox thing, I don't know, that's happening very soon as well. That's going to kind of go into court, see what's happening with that. But if you ask yourself the question, if you were kind of part of this and you were getting your Bitcoin back from Mt. Gox, and the people that kind of that was stolen from, if you were going to get it back, would you sell Bitcoin just now? Would you sell it at the moment? If this was you and you were getting 10 Bitcoin back, for example, would you sell it just now? I don't think I would. I think I would hold it. This is just such a brilliant price to kind of hold. So if I was kind of into Mt. Gox back then and I was getting 10 Bitcoin back, I would not sell Bitcoin just now. And I think a lot of other people are going to think like that as well. Hopefully. So we need to wait and see what happens with that as well. That's going to be interesting to see what happens. TRX is close to breaking resistance. So we're TRX just now. We like TRX for the long term as well, and I think that's going to break out big time. It's breaking out just now, 314. It kind of broke its resistance there, but it's not closed on a 4 hour at resistance. So around about 315, it's kind of went through it. So I need to wait and see if it goes above that. But on the 4 hour chart, Tron would be a buy on the 4 hour chart. And I kind of, this is one of the ones I kind of recommended, put out as a recommendation yesterday or the day before for Tron to buy, but I think it was 306 or 316 or so, 306 I think I recommended it at to buy. So this could be breaking out for Tron. Where would the next resistance be? Probably around about this level at 334, and then we're all the way up to 373. So if it breaks out from here, it could be a good one for Tron for trading. Gene, yo, what's up folks? Late checking this morning. So many YouTube videos up the past 12 hours about BTC going to tank or going to break. Hard to know what to listen to. Hope LTC hits 250 this year. Difficult to see what's going to happen with LTC. We'll just look at the USD value actually. $53 at the moment. So if Bitcoin takes a run, obviously we're going to see LTC taking a run, with Neo taking a run, Ethereum taking a run as well, before Christmas. So we need to wait and see what happens there. I've got time on the camera, that's fine. VeChain is a great investment. Also looking to buy more Hot and Pund X and maybe Mainframe. What do you guys think about Red Pulse and Trinity? Trinity I've held for a long time as well. I do like Trinity, and that's for speeding up obviously the Neo platform, the Neo network as well. So I do like Trinity. What was the other one? Red Pulse. I think PHX. Just look at Red Pulse where it is just now. It's up 10% just now. 11 million it is. It has been higher than that. And PHX BTC. So it's kind of broken out a long time ago on the 4-hour chart at 178. And it's near its kind of all-time lows. Well, on Binance, near its all-time lows. That's from August. That's since it went on in August. It didn't go on in August, it actually changed over to PHX. Jacobus, regarding the ETF, I agree, it doesn't seem likely. Yeah, I definitely don't think it's going to happen on 30th of September, and I don't think a lot of people are thinking it is going to happen, to be honest. Which is why the kind of Bitcoin price might be still where it is just now. Okay, we'll just have another look on kind of Binance, what's going up. Link is just shot up. Not just shot up, but it's kind of shot up as well. IDO, that's kind of going up as well. So we need to end cash, still going up to 92. It did reach 93. So Mark, you're doing well, buddy, if you're still in it. It looks as if it's still going to keep on rising just now for end cash. And I still say these tokens under 100 Satoshi are just going to jump up. NPX, HOT, BCN, not so sure about, but for trading it could be good. Dent. Recommended Dent actually at 34, so it's gone down to 32, so it's down about 6%. I think Dent's a really good one. I think that's going to shoot up as well. Not sure about Seacoin. Key, I think, is going to shoot up as well. Encash, definitely. Oh, it's done it already since I recommended it. MFT could be another good one as well. Storm. So these ones under 100 Satoshi, even under 200 Satoshi, but really anything under 500 Satoshi, you're going to see a 100% ROI on that. When the Bitcoin price does start to rise. So it'll just be like kind of closing your eyes and throwing a dart at the Binance kind of tokens, and we're going to see these 100% gains and 200% gains as well. And we're starting to see that already. Christopher A, I hope you have a good day, Stephen. I had your stream in the background while doing some work. Thanks again for sharing your time and thoughts with us. My pleasure, buddy. Thanks for having the stream on. Really appreciate it, Christopher. Mark Cott, thanks, Gabe. Yep, Encash is still moving. With a big sell wall at 92. Oops, sell wall at 17 BTC gone. 17 BTC, I take it that's for hot at the moment. So we need to wait and have a look at. So it's still coming up. Was that for hot you were talking about, Mark? You said 17. Right, for Encash, sorry, 17 BTC. Right, okay, I'm talking about. Right, so we'll just see Encash. What's the order books at? 2.5 million to kind of buy at 91, 1.5 million to sell at 92. So I take it there was a big sell wall there, and that's kind of dropped. So that might still be going up. So it looks as if we were right on Encash. So it'd still be good to buy. Would it be good to buy into it just now? It could well be. Could well be. We need to kind of wait and see. And see if I'm investing in BTC long term. I'm always investing in BCH as it's possible it could become the one. I don't care on all the haters and all the negatives. If you believe in it, you've kind of researched it as well, and you've researched it. You've looked at the team. You've done the use case scenario and all that as well. I don't see why it couldn't. Personally, I don't think it will be, but it could, even if it doesn't, it could still go way kind of higher than it is just now. Thanks, Steve. Yep, Encash is still moving with a big sell wall at 92. Alright, so that's kind of jumped there. No for Encash. Okay, sorry, I got that, Mark. Okay, I'm going to leave it there just now. And until tomorrow, hopefully you'll have a good trading day and just be careful out there as well, everyone. And until tomorrow, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.